Okay, we're back. So everything's nice and clean now. There's no kind of a lip on it you can feel. If you feel any kind of a lip on it, you got to get that off because the bearings will see it. If you can feel it, the bearings will feel it. So it's nice and clean now. So you can take a thrust washer and run it across the surface. It should be nice and smooth, no dragging, no hitting. If you feel anything binding up on it, you know it's a high spot. You get rid of it. See how there's no drag marks on that surface when I did that? So that's what you're after. Now the disadvantage of this is we have no oil groove anymore, but I don't really know if that makes any difference. The amount of clearance we got in this thing, I don't think it really matters. But anyway, it is what it is on that part. Now, one thing you can do if you want to do something about that is you can take the washer and put some grooves in it before you put together. And that'll give you your oil grooves back. Alright, so now we're going to go ahead and assemble this back in here. And make sure that our bearing does not bottom out. It's still below the surface pretty good. See how it's below the surface quite a bit. Remember the left side was only about 15 below the surface. This one here is still way above that. So we're about 16 now. So anybody thinks I'm cutting too much off my bearing race. That was even closer. What the hell? 28 now. These things are totally different one side or the other. 32. It's weird. Bearing appears to be pretty solid, but see, this side's about 30. This side over here drops down to 25 or so. 27. Over here, see how the washer goes up on that side. 30. 34. All over the place. Either way, it's got a lot more than it needs. So the key part is you want to make sure this does not drag on a high spot, causing a problem. That'd be a problem. Now, another thing we didn't count in there is see how this washer is below that surface. So we actually got to take that surface and subtract it to make sure we're not going to be negative. So that would be another problem. That one I didn't look at yet. I didn't catch that one. I'm going to catch it right now though. That's weird. It's 13 until I pick it up, then it goes to 47. Not sure why it does that, but so there's 13, 14 on that side, 11 on that side, 13 on that side. Check this with two hands now. Got 15 on that side. Wash her down. 37 on that side. Something's definitely not flat. $30. 31 again. I think the race is washed in there sideways. Okay, well either way, if you take your lowest number, which was over here, I think, 20 something, take it off your highest number over there, which was 15, you still got 5 thou, which is getting a little close, but this number will never change because it's fixed. It's against the snap ring, there's no load on it, it just floats. So the steel is not going to expand. Alright, let's see what we get this time. I didn't check this side over here to see how much that's stuck up either. That might be almost 0 on that side. There's a number I didn't look at because I didn't cut over there. Palm press, using my palm as a press. Using a hammer too. That's a little tighter. That's tighter, no. Yeah, don't do that, doesn't. Of course, it's pushing against the table. Probably why it doesn't move. All right. Okay. Already went a little bit just by beating on it. Case is getting broken in. Expanded aluminum there is starting to wear away a little bit. See how the gap's real narrow there. Still fat on this side though. Yeah, I didn't fully get it like that. So you just put a little bit of pressure on it, goes over the lip, and then goes easy. Tight. Don't feel no lip on the case, it's good. Spins freely. Oop. Comes up easily. Comes up easily. Slides side to side real easy also. Definitely got clearance. Okay, so depending on what it is, it should be 19 to 20. So let's try a 20. There's 20 right there. No go. So that means it didn't cut 100% where I want it to be. We knew it cut one low. So let's try an 18. 18 we got. 19 we got, but that probably moved on us. Over. Turn it up again. Move it out. That definitely does not go in. Is that the 20 again? That's the 20. 2 times in a row, no 20. Not even close. It's tight. Try it again. Where's our 19 at? 19's a little snug. So let's try the 18. The 18 will probably just slip right in there. There's 18. Nope. Does not slip just right in there. 17. Not 17 either. Ooh, that's not good. Maybe that's why it slid over on me. Could put an indicator on it, but we usually really just Harley tools. Okay, that's all over. Let's start over because I screwed that all up. Go back to our 19. See if 19 will fit in there. It's trying to go in, but it's tight. So I think we got our 18. In. Check it again. Goes in. Alright, so we got our 18. So this tool here, you can see where it hits on the race right here. So you come in like this, and it goes in there. So this is not going in because the flywheel slides over. Hear that? Back over here. So it goes in there, see? Alright, so we got 18, which is my minimum. Almost read the 18 on there, I think. So we put some sealer in there, it'll probably come out at a thou or two maybe. So it'll put us right about 20, which is my average. So there's how much in-play we have. See how loose it is, just pulling back and forth. It's real easy. There's a rod. So the worst is going to be this way. So you can see how the rod is pretty far over on center on that one. And this one, it's a little over center, but not too bad. Again, push it back. See, that one looks like it's slightly over center to right on center that way. And this one over here, where's our mark? Mark's hard to see. This one definitely looks like it's on center. So when the flywheel's all the way to the left, it's pretty much on center. When it slides over, then it goes slightly off center. Excuse me. So anyway, we got our clearances. Alright, so the lower end is ready to be assembled all the way on this one, but we're not going to do that yet because we still have to fit all this cam cover stuff, which is the cam and all that kind of stuff. And this here is our seal that goes in there like this. So let's slide it down like that, and that seals the crankcase, so the breather timing here will work correctly. So seals it up. So later on they eliminated it. They found out they didn't need it. They were just overthinking it. Of course, S&S did the same thing on twin cam motors. Harley didn't have a seal in the bearing. S&S put a seal on it and they said it works so much better. So, do you really need it or do you not need it? Who knows? I know my bikes I don't use them, but that's because I usually have an oil pan under here sucking oil out. A little different. Alright, so this one here, the cam chest needs to be all fitted up. So before you put this whole motor together, you need to check to make sure your cam bushing's good, make sure your in-play is good, make sure all these gears line up and all that. And then after all that works, then you go ahead and put this thing together for real and snot it all up and do it. Because if you gotta go back and machine the case for something, it's a bitch to take it all the way back apart, clean all the sealer off and deal with all that. It's a pain. And yes, I have done that more than once because I get in a hurry and I don't check everything. So this here works really well. I like that. Now we didn't check our rod clearance in here either. See, that's got clearance too. Now that obviously affects your center line dimension there. So if we move everything this way, there's our center point. Now if you go that way and all the way that way, see, that's the center point. And do this rod all the way that way. Looks like it's on center. All the way this way, it looks like it's off center. And that's the left side, like the right side. So, but see, rods are not made symmetrical. Everybody thinks this stuff is, but it is not. On that side, it looks like it's too far to the right. I mean, to the left, excuse me. Okay, now, there's all the way to the left. You can see on this side of the rod, it's way different. Look how much different it looks. All the way the other way. But it does go from one extreme to the other. It goes from too much that way to too much this way. So we're checking on this side of the rod. Shove everything over. There's our parting lip right there. Looks like it's almost on center. Move everything that way. And see the parting lip's right there. It looks like it's right on the edge of that. There, it's way off center. Which means it's too far to the left. So, but I took all the metal off the right, remember? So, everybody thinks I screwed everything up by cutting all on one side. Yeah, sure, you go for it. I don't know where the center of this rod is until you have a cylinder and piston on here, where it's actually going to sit. But that's where they got a lot of clearance in pistons. Alright, well there you go. That's done for now. So, I don't have all the cam chest stuff. I know I got the cam cover and the cam. So we'll deal with that here in a while. I gotta go find the parts. So that's it for right now. The lower end part is done.